Hello, all. Welcome to Only Stupid Answers. My name is Sam Basher.
And I'm DJ Woldridge, gosh darn it.
Hey, yes, no cursing on this server. No thank you. Let's
Except
talk
for
about...
Pikachu.
Yes. Let's talk about Mr. Detective Pikachu Esquire.
There should be an Esquire.
I don't know
there.
what an Esquire stands for.
I don't either. I thought I did. But I don't.
We both biffed it. We saw a new trailer for Pokemon Detective Pikachu, full title. Gotta say the full thing. Coming out
Pokemon
very soon.
Go, Let's Go, Detective Pikachu.
Red version.
Red version, yeah.
I'm more of the yellow version, but my parents wouldn't let me play it. I had to play it at a friend's house.
Yes.
But anyways, going back to the movie, we've seen more misadventures with our Detective Pikachu, voiced by Deadpool, and Justice Smith. Thank you from Austin, because I couldn't remember. I was going to say Justice Strauss, and I think that's from a series of unfortunate events. But yeah, I wanted to talk about it because we got to see even more Pokemon.
Yes.
Ape Palm. Thank you. You saw your Luchador, Duck.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that one is. You know what? I would say I'm a Pokemon's-man because I know all the names. It's very important. Nah, I'm only a Gen 1 kind of guy. I don't, after that, that's nonsense to me.
I'm pretty good up through...
I wish you said like up till Gen 7.
No, up through Gen 3. Then it starts to become a little bit hazy for me, if I'm being honest.
Early on, there's a time travel one, and I'm like, that's cool, but also all the rules are out the window.
Time travel Pokemon?
Yeah.
Celebi.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Gold,
at that point, though, I can't keep track anymore.
Yeah.
The wish granting one, Jirachi?
Yeah, Jirachi. That's Gen 3.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Big fan of that one.
Yeah, it's psychic and steel. It looks like a star. It's super cute.
And it would grant wishes.
Yes.
Most importantly,
Hold
Psychic
on real
Steel,
quick.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it grants wishes. But that doesn't mean anything in the battle, really.
You could be like, I win. Or they were never born. Yeah. There's like, it could do a couple things.
I got into a battle and I was like, ooh, I could say, ooh, I win. But I just decided, ooh, they're never born. Yeah.
Or we're not in a fight. We're best friends. Lots of options.
So, yeah, we've got this new trailer for Detective Pikachu, and we're going to go get into a fan theory about it that you wanted to discuss.
Oh, yes. So,
however, real quick, I thought maybe we should give our general thoughts on it.
Oh, please. I thought you were not going to be on board with this trailer.
I thought so as well. I thought the movie was fine. The stuff I've seen is like, fine. And then I saw this trailer, and I'm like, actually, I'm way into it. Now, to be fair, a lot of the trailer is set to I Need a Hero, which is like cheat sheet right to my, like, that song played in my house when I was a kid. And it's just, when you're a kid, you're like, this is the coolest song ever. You know what I mean?
Shrek 2.
Yeah. Oh, is that where you're familiar with it from?
That's where everyone in the chat watched it on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's from Shrek 2.
Shrek 2, yeah.
The fairy godmother sings it. It's incredible.
Yeah, so that was great, but also all the Pokemon stuff looks fun. All the comedy beats are funny. The designs of the Pokemon are actually really smart because it's like some of them, it's not uniform. It's not like, oh, we got to make them all cute. We got to make them all cool. The cool ones are cool. The cute ones are cute. The weird ones are weird. And they bank into it. And I don't think you could do.
Can we look at Ludicolo one more time?
Yeah, Ludicolo. Let's look at that weird. That's honestly, that might be one of the funniest moments in the trailer. That weird thing, like,
because it just starts screaming. Yeah. Why is it hired? Is it paid?
I also like the fact that obviously they're leaning a lot into nostalgia with a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon, but they seed in a bunch of stuff from other generations just hanging around. And I think that's because you've got all that resource. Why not use it? There's like this weird, I'm gonna describe it poorly, but it's like this Stonehenge rock ghost thing, and it's just hanging out in a corner someplace. Yeah. Hell yeah. And then there's one moment we'll discuss later probably that's actually super cool.
Super excited. You can talk about it now.
It's Mewtwo.
Like, Mewtwo. Yeah, it's amazing.
The trailer actually is really, genuinely really cool. Like, he looks awesome.
It was a very good surprise.
Yeah.
I did not. I was like, I mean, because there's so much they're already working with. It's like these... I feel like you're only going to have a second to look at all these characters, so they have to like really matter for what they are. It's like either they're going to be memorable because of what you said, they're weird, they're cute, or they're cool. Yeah. And immediately with that, I'm like, oh, he's cool. Yeah. He's smooth as can be, freshly polished. But man, I really want to see him wreck it. I want him to I want to see him psychically. You can tell me if he does this or not. I want him to see him tear apart a building or something.
Yeah,
or like
probably.
tear apart a car.
Yeah. Also,
does he have a mouth?
Yes.
Does he have a mouth?
Yeah, he does. Also, props to them for like getting so much mileage out of Mr. Mime. Like the funniest part of the last trailer is Mr. Mime. There's a bit at the end that's Mr. Mime. I have a feeling the Mr. Mime, however the movie's quality is, I have a feeling that Mr. Mime segment's going to be pretty golden.
I hope Mr. Mime can be the one that saves it all. I don't know why he would or what information Mr. Mime could have. It's so weird.
It's so weird. Mimes are funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And creepy and kind of unsettling.
This one's the most unsettling. This one's the most creepy. But after watching this trailer, I took to Twitter, and like everybody, I was like, I love Snorlax specifically because Snorlax is real fuzzy. Yeah. Also, clearly he's got bear claws. I totally forgot that, like, he's a wild animal that's sleeping in the middle of traffic.
Yes.
Someone made a joke. It's like, you're going to need to get a Poke Flute to move him out of the way. I'm like, no, man. Don't touch him. Don't bug him at all. Don't bother. He's real scary. Yeah. He's one of those animals that like moves into town. It's like, nah, you're gonna just have to leave him. You're gonna have to do your business around him. Anyways, went to Twitter, posted about Snorlax, and then I saw Jessica Chobot over at Nerdist.
Yes.
And actually, Polygon did a similar article starting to talk about how they saw the story of this movie playing out. Because in the trailer, the newest one, they established that Detective Pikachu wakes up, doesn't have any memory, has a detective hat with the name of Tim's father,
Tim
Harry.
Is the main character played by Justice Smith.
There you go. Harry Goodman, and goes after Tim to go talk to him to see, like, figure out what happened to his dad, and trying to figure out why he knows him. Because my first thoughts after the first trailer was that police were teamed up with Pokemon to solve crimes, and I'm like, that's amazing. I'm really on board with that. But that's not what it looks like. What's happening? That Harry was looking into something, Pokemon related.
Classic.
Mad scientist probably, and
Mewtwo
possibly faked his own death because he's off the grid. We don't know where he's at. But Jessica Chobot started going into the idea that maybe we are spending time with Harry the entire time. His father is always on screen because due to an experiment that we see off screen, his mind, Harry's, has been implanted into Pikachu, or classic switcheroo mind body, whatever, what have you. Happens all the time.
Classic.
That by the end of the movie, we realize why Pikachu's acting so strangely and why he can talk to him is because of his literal connection to him as his father, as his son and father, that relationship. Because in the trailer, we even see when Pikachu goes into the ring to go up against Charizard, he doesn't know how to use his ability because he lost his memory. But that should be like breathing. That should be like an instinct. But he can't. But he can also speak to Pokemon and to humans. There's a lot of things that are kind of adding up. And also, it's cool. The more I started looking into this, the more I saw that the connections going all the way back to Gen 1, which, because I replayed Let's Go, and I remember working through it, we meet a character named Bill. And I forgot.
Bill's classic.
Bill is classic.
Bill is OG, man.
Bill is confusing, because as a kid, it meant nothing to me, like whatsoever. Didn't care. But in the playing Let's Go, I was like, oh, this is weird. It's a bit of a Cronenbergian fly situation, just less scary. Where Bill and
what if his body was transitioning like that, like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly?
Thank God we fixed it.
Yeah,
we had to see Bill after handsome fella. But in that scenario in Gen 1, a Pokemon and Bill, they get teleported together into one being that looks like a Nidoran. I believe I'm getting that correct. And maybe a Nidorino. But they end up splitting back up, and there's a Pokemon and Bill, and all things are good. So that's already established. Also, there's a long history. I went down this rabbit hole that in one of the later generations, I believe it might be Sun and Moon. I think they may have established that humans and Pokemon humans were at one point Pokemon. And they evolved down to humans. And I will give a shout out to Game Theorist, who did a very good video, because I'm not trying to take from him. I'm not. This is a different theory. But he did a full thing on the history of evolution of Pokemon down to humans. And it kept me up at night. And it was wonderful. So good word.
Haunted you.
It was haunting. And so and actually that theory that they're connected kind of makes more sense when they're like, oh, this is in Rhyme City in this movie. Pokemon and humans are living side by side, which in Zootopia, that's fun because it's predator and prey and they're the same, they're equals. And this, I'm like, does that mean anything?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. In the Pokemon world, Pokemon are the animals.
They are,
There are no animals.
There are no animals, but...
So technically, in this world, aren't human Pokemon? Just like we're animals?
That's a good way to paint it, too. There are some Pokemon, though, where it's like some ghosts are 100% just people that died and now they are... They're not Pokemon that died. They're people that died, and now they are ghosts, and they are ghost Pokemon, which I don't know why we distinguish them as that.
Yeah.
ooh, confusing. Uh-oh, I have maybe a few problems with that, but can't get too far into that right now. But how do you like... Basically, the way I'm seeing this movie play out is that with Pikachu having his memory lost, and he's trying to figure out what his place is in all of this and trying to solve what happened to Harry, the father. Throughout, we're going to start seeing moments where he's able to tap into who Pikachu is. Yes. And by the end, I'm seeing like a couple different options for the climax of this movie, where Harry and Pikachu separate, so you have two different entities, and we see who Tim's dad is. If it's Ryan Reynolds, confusing, because I don't know if he's old enough to have a kid like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks if Ryan Reynolds is the biological father of Justice Smith in this universe.
But someone else threw out a fun theory. It's like, you know what would be hilarious is Hugh Jackman. That'd be funny as well, because of everything, all the Twitter beef they're having.
Yeah. That might be too inside baseball, but I'm into it.
Totally on board with it, though. Or we could see them separate, and that Pikachu still has this connection, and they're able to, like, go ahead, and he can be a Pokemon trainer, or he could be a police officer, or what have you. Referring to Tim in that instance. Or maybe he stays as a Pokemon, but he just learns how to live his life. Maybe that's the future Pikachu. How are you feeling about this theory?
I feel like it might mess up the dynamics between the characters if he ends up being a dad. Like, because I think the goal for this movie and every movie forever and ever, amen, is to make a franchise, right? And so you want Justice Smith, Will, is that the character's name? To be Tim, sorry. To be able to hang out with Pikachu in future installments, and if it's his dad, that changes the dynamic a little bit. I'm wondering if maybe what the experiment the dad was looking into gave Pikachu's intelligence, and that's why he had the hat, but they're not intermingled. Because also, again, if Ryan Reynolds is the biological Justice Smith, question marks.
It could be somebody else too.
Well, that's the other thing. Maybe it's just the way it personifies in Pikachu's Ryan Reynolds, and it's just a different actor or what have you. But I'm interested. I'm now on board with this movie. I think the direction they're taking it is fun. I think it's a smart way to make a live action version of the movie, because you get to hit all the highlights without being bogged down with like, well, there's got to be 8 gym battles and then the Elite Four, and then he's got to find his 6 Pokemon. It's like, no, we're getting straight to the heart of it. Pikachu, boom, right there. We see with the fight with Charizard, we're getting a little of the fight stuff. We've got a mystery, the classic mystery element the movies have had since the dawn of time. Yeah, so it's I think it's a smart way to do it, and I'll be interested to see if it is a kind of like a deeper mystery, like it is his dad, or if it's something more straightforward than that.
Yeah, it could be. Honestly, both of them make me happy, because at the end of the day, I hope there's actually more movies after this one. As long as they like make enough sense, like hopefully this movie makes enough sense to exist.
I'm hoping the trailers aren't better than the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That happens, and that because this amazing moments where you see Mewtwo or even Pikachu just like fully lightning up, whatever, Super Saiyan, and running down the thing. I'm like, that's so cool. And man, the other Pokemon might look weird to cool to cute or whatever, but Pikachu, that's just perfect. Yeah,
it's just on point. Also,
I hope we get chubby Pikachu, by the way. I want just chubby Pikachu one time.
That's this Pikachu's dad. He's so cute. Chubby Pikachu's dad. Okay.
Baby and a Pichu. Can we just see one Pichu?
Just give us one Pichu. Gosh darn it.
Mimikyu. How that one? Have fun with that one. The ghost one that's wearing a costume of Pikachu.
Yeah. I hope also, speaking of Bill, I kind of hope if you were to have a human character from the game show up, he makes the most sense, because there's clearly some lab shenanigans going on.
Well, fun fact, in the poster, there in the background, I'm like, I'll wait for like the people who are doing the real breakdowns for this one, but it looked like it says Oak on the side of a building as like a established, maybe like a pharmaceutical company or something.
Interesting.
That makes it scarier in terms of what Professor Oak was up to.
It unintentionally makes that a little darker.
It does, but kind of cool. Yeah. Also, the poster's filled with many Easter eggs, and so is this trailer. Yeah. Bulbasaur looks so cool. I saw Charmander in the original trailer. Yeah. What's the last Pokemon? What's the one Pokemon that you want to see that you haven't seen yet in one of these trailers? What's the one that you're like, ooh, I think I could call yours? I'd say Mew.
I am a big Mew fan. I am a big Mew fan, but I also like Arcanine would be really cool.
Someone said they saw a Growlithe, and so
that's great. That's a step in the right direction.
I believe it was Danny M, who's in the chat, usually Echo Spider, and I was trying to find him. I think I saw it from behind. Yeah, I was on board with it, but I didn't get a good look. Lickitung, we did get.
Yeah. We did get. I also would love to see Charizard's cool. I'd love to see some Mega Charizard X. Ooh. That's a deeper cut. I don't think they'll get to that in this movie.
Well, you just have a couple of them lined up and some of them look different. Just different species in the same. Ooh, too complicated.
Yeah.
I would be on board with an Onix. and I don't know what that's gonna look like. But
scary.
Really
scary.
Huge, enormous. We already got Machamp though, and I was already like, and it's wearing the belt and everything.
Yeah.
But man, can we look at Snorlax one more time? Big fan. Yeah, I want to get one hug from it and just, I want to, you know, like those Animal Planet documentaries where like Jennifer Aniston goes and hugs a bear. I want to do that, but with a Snorlax.
It's probably more dangerous. He can shoot a beam of energy out of his mouth.
He can do that.
All right, those are our thoughts on the Detective Pikachu trailer. What Pokemon are you excited to see in live action in the movie? Also, is Pikachu this boy's dad? Is Pikachu
similarity?
Is Pikachu the daddy?
There you go.
Let us know in the comments down
below. Is Pikachu a daddy? Let us know.
Please like, please subscribe. Please go to onlystupidanswers.com and patreon.com/onlystupidanswers for even more content. But also, normally we talk about checking us out live on twitch.tv/playnoggin, but that will not be the case.
No,
for at least a little bit.
For a little bit. We're going to be doing some cool stuff, but you can check out everything else over at patreon.com/onlystupidanswers. And you're like, ew, don't want to type all that out. Don't have to. There's a link right there.
What?
What?